Okay, Math 89, Chapter 5.1 homework. Okay, the problem numbers are 3 to 65 and 73 to 109, and we will do every other odd numbers. So for this one, start from number 3, and every other odd means skip the next odd number and then do the next number. Then also skip the next one. The next one is 9, and then do the next odd number. So we're gonna do it this way. So what we do is add 4 number to the previous number. So 3 times 3 plus 4 is 7, and then 7 plus 4 is 11, and then 11 plus 4 is what? 15, and 15 plus 4 is 19, and then we will do this one, keep doing this, so until we reach 65. Okay, and even 73 same. For this number, starting from 73, right? And then add 4. So from add 4, then we will have, the next number will be 77, and then plus 4 is 81, and plus 4 is 85, and so on. Okay, the number 3. Okay, classify, identify the property of this equation. All right, the 347, the numbers are in order. You know, we didn't change the numbers. What we did is we just changed the grouping. So regrouping is what? Associated property of, this is multiplication. So this is the associated property of multiplication. Okay. So the position of each number is not changed. We didn't change the position of the numbers. What we changed is grouping. So that's the associated property. Okay, number 7. You know, adding 2 numbers, adding 2 add-ons, it became 0. So once it becomes 0, then what is it? This is addition, right? Addition, adding 2 numbers with different signs. So this is the inverse property of addition, right? Addition. One is this is 4r, right? And this one is negative 4r, negative. They are opposite each other. So you are adding 2 numbers opposite each other, then we call it what? Inverse property of addition. Okay, number 11. Okay, 1/2 times 2x, the order of these numbers is unchanged. What we did is we changed the parentheses, the grouping. We changed the grouping, right? So this is the associated property of multiplication. And from this, get 1/2. Let's simplify the parentheses. 1/2 times 2 is what? These 2 numbers are reciprocal each other, right? Reciprocal. So once you multiply 2 numbers reciprocal each other, then it becomes 1. So that's the inverse property of multiplication, right? This is the inverse property of multiplication. And 1 times x. When a number is multiplied by 1, then the result is always the number itself. So this is the multiplication property of 1. So let me write the answer. All right, so we can write the properties like this. Okay, number 15, the inverse property of multiplication. So 5 times what becomes 1? So in order to make a multiplication to be 1, we have to multiply the reciprocal of the number. That is called multiplicative inverse, right? So the reciprocal of 5 is equal to what? 5 is 5 over 1, right? So that will be 1/5, because 5 is equal to 5 over 1. And then you can interchange this 5 and 1, then there is 1/5. So the reciprocal means the multiplicative inverse, same meaning. This means the multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. same meaning. Okay, so what we're gonna do is multiply this 5 by what? The reciprocal, 1 over 5. So that is equal to 1. And 1 over 5. Okay, the multiplicative inverse of negative 2/3. So multiplicative inverse is what? It's the reciprocal, right? This means find the reciprocal. Reciprocal of this. So the reciprocal is what? Interchange the numerator and denominator. And negative sign stays the same. So 3 over negative 3 over 2. Okay, let's simplify this expression for this number 23. Okay, so this one is, okay, this is all multiplication, negative 5 times 3 times x. So you can rewrite it, negative 5 times 3 times x, right? So you can put negative 5 and 3 together, negative 5 and 3 together. So that will be 3 times 5 is negative 15x. Okay, this is more complicated because, if you write more steps, it's more complicated. So why don't we just multiply the numbers? Negative 5 and 3 together. Multiply these two. So that will be negative 15x, right? Negative 15x. Okay, number 27, negative 3p times 7. So, actually the answer is negative 3 times 7 is negative 21p. But let's try some steps. So negative 3p and 7. And from here, interchange 7 and p, right? And then put negative 2 and 7, regroup it. So multiply the numbers, then negative 14p. Okay, do you have to follow these steps? No, you don't have to. Just multiply two numbers, negative 3 and 7 together. So negative 21p. Wait a minute. This is 3, right? 3. 3, 3, 3. So the result is 21. Okay, right? So you can do the steps. We just follow the steps just to make you understand. But once you understand, you don't have to follow the steps. Just use the mental math and then multiply the numbers together. Okay, for number 31. Okay, number 31 is 2.1 over 2, 1 over 2 times 4 times x. So you can put numbers together, regroup it, then multiply this inside. The 1 over 2 times 4 is what? Is it 2? Right, 2, right? 2. Because the same as 4 over 2 times x. And 4 over 2, you can reduce it. 4 over 2 is 2. So the answer is 2x. Okay, number 35. Okay, let's write it. Separated 1 over 2 times negative 2 times x. Then you can put the numbers together. Negative 1 over 2 times negative 2 times x. And inside this bracket, negative 1 over 2 and negative 2 is what? Reciprocal each other, are reciprocal. So the result will be 1. Okay, negative times negative is positive. 2 over 2 is 1, right? Reciprocal each other. They are reciprocal each other. So that becomes 1. So the answer is 1 times x is the multiplication property of 1, right? Multiplication property of 1 becomes x. Okay, number 39. Okay, number 39, negative 3 times x times 9 times x. Then put the numbers together. Or interchange these two. Then 9 times x Then put these numbers together, negative 3 and 9 together, x times x. Then this becomes what? Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. And then x what? X times x is x squared, right? So negative 27x squared. Can we use a mental math? Yes, of course. Multiply this negative 3 and 9. Then negative 27. And then x times x is x squared. So you can find the answer right away. Okay, how about number 43? Okay, number 43 is negative 2 over 3 times x. So why don't we interchange these two? Okay, interchange these two. Then negative 2 over 3 times negative 3 over 2 times x. Then these two numbers are what? Reciprocal each other, right? Reciprocal. So once you multiply the reciprocal numbers, then it becomes 1. So there's negative 2 over 3 times negative 3 over 2 x. Then these two becomes 1, right? 1. So 1 times x, so that is equal to x. Can you see it? Alright, so in this case, can we use mental math? Yes, because these two numbers is what? Reciprocal each other, or reciprocal. So once you multiply reciprocal numbers, it becomes 1. So the answer is x. So when you multiply the reciprocals or the multiplicative inverses, then the product will be 1. Okay, 1. Okay, so let's simplify this number. So negative 5 expression. So negative 5 times negative 1 over 5 times a. And then let's put this one together. So negative 5 times negative 1 over 5 a. Then these two numbers are this reciprocal each other, right? Reciprocal. So this using the multiplicative inverse of property, this becomes 1, right? This becomes 1. So the answer will be 1a, which is equal to a. Okay, so always make sure that product of reciprocals is always equal to 1. We call this property what? Multiplicative inverse property. Okay, then minus sign, negative sign becomes positive. 5 times 1 over 5 equals 1. Okay, number 51, 2v times 8w. So why don't we put 2 and 8 together? Okay, let's skip some steps. So what you can do is 2 times 8 together, right? And then v times w together. So this is 2 times 8, 16 VW. Okay, how about 55? Okay, 55 is, this is additive inverse, it's an additive inverse. One is 3x, the other one is opposite of 3x. Opposite of 3x, so once you add two numbers with different sign, then the result is equal to what? 0. Additive inverse, right? Additive inverse property. Okay, so you have a number a, and then negative a, then it becomes what? 0. Okay, number 59. Okay, so this is equal to 9 plus. We have 2n. We are adding two numbers, 2m and negative 2m. They are what? Different sign, same number with different sign. So once you put this one together, what happens? 2m plus negative 2m. This is additive inverse property, right? Additive inverse property makes 0, that's 0. So 2m plus negative 2m is 0. because this is 2m, this is same 2m but minus sign. So when you add two numbers with different sign, the same numbers with different sign, then it becomes 0. Additive inverse property. And then 9 plus 0 is what? Okay, 9 plus 0 is 9, right? Using what? Addition property of 0. So 9 plus 0 is always 9. How? Addition property of 0. Addition property of 0. Addition property of what? 0, right? 0. Okay. Same thing, right? Additive property of zeros. Okay, let's try next number. Okay, let's try number 63. Okay, we have 60 and minus 60. So let's put them together using commutative property. 60 plus and negative 60 minus 15. So once you, in this case, this 60 and negative 60, you are adding two numbers with different signs. Same numbers with different signs, then this becomes 0, right? 0. This becomes 0. So 0 minus 15 is equal to what? Negative 15. 0 minus 15 is negative 15, right? Can you see this one? So always make sure if two numbers are the same with different sign, you are adding these two numbers, then it becomes 0. Using what property is applied? Inverse property of addition, right? Inverse property of addition. Inverse property of, inverse property of addition or additive inverse property. Okay. Okay, number 73. Okay, simplify the expression using the distribution property. So the parenthesis contains two terms, 5z and 2. So we will multiply each addend by 2. So this is equal to 2 times 5z plus, so this plus is a plus, and then 2 times 2. 2 times 2. So that is 2 times 5 is 10. Z plus 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, number 77. Okay, 7x should be multiplied by 3. So multiply 3 and 7x. Okay, minus multiply 3 and 9. Then multiplying these 2 is what? 3 times 7 is 21x. Minus 3 times 9 is 27. Or we can use mental math. So 3 times 7 is what? 3 times 7 is 21x, right? 21x. And 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. Okay, number 81. Okay, this parenthesis multiplied by negative sign. So negative sign means change the sign of each addend, right? Change the sign of each addend. So negative 4x becomes positive 4x. So you don't have to put positive. And minus 9 becomes plus 9. So you can write the answer right away like this. Or you can do this way. So multiply this negative 4x by negative. So negative sign multiplied by negative x. Minus this negative sign is multiplied by negative 9, right? So negative sign multiplied by negative 9. Oh my god, sorry, positive 9. Okay, then okay, actually this negative sign, negative sign means negative 1, right? Negative 1. Negative sign means negative 1. So this will be positive 4x, and negative becomes positive 9. So whenever you do this, just use the mental math. Multiply the negative sign by negative. Negative sign by negative is positive. Okay. So this expression is a little bit different. So this one is equal to, let me write negative 1. Okay, negative 1 times 9. Negative 1 times 9, then this will become negative times negative 9. So that's 4x plus 9. This one takes long, right? Long. So what we do is multiply each by negative sign. So change the sign. And negative 9. Multiply this negative 9 by negative, so change the sign. So opposite of this parenthesis. Opposite of parenthesis means change the sign of each addend inside the parenthesis. Okay, number 85. Okay, negative 6 times multiply 2x and negative 3 by negative 6. So negative 6 times 2x minus negative 6 times 3. Then this is equal to negative 12x minus negative 18. So negative 12x plus negative minus, minus and negative becomes positive. The opposite of negative is positive. So plus 18. So you can do the mental math. 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x. And then negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18, right? So we have the same answer. Okay, number 89. 89 is negative 8 times negative 6z plus negative 8 times 3. So that is equal to negative 6 times negative 6, negative 8 times negative 6 is positive 48z plus negative 3 times, negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. So that is negative 48z and then minus plus and negative. Plus and negative is minus 24. Okay, or you can do the mental math. Negative 6z times negative 8. So that is positive 48z. And then 3 times negative 8. So that is equal to negative 24. So you can write the answer using mental math. Okay, number 93. Okay, this time the parenthesis has 3 addends. So we need to multiply 3 times. Multiply these 3 addends by 5, right? So 5 times 2a, and then plus sign, and then 5 times 3b, plus 5 times 1. So that is equal to 2 times 5 is 10a, plus 5 times 3 is 15b, plus 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, or you can use mental math. Let's use the mental math. 5 times 2a is what? 10a. 5 times 3b is 15b, right? And the 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, 97. Okay, there are 3 addends, so multiply each addend by 9. So 9 times 4m. 9 times 4m minus 9 times n plus 9 times 2. Then the first addend is 9 times 4 is 36n minus 9n plus 18, right? Or you can use the mental math. So 9 times 4 is 36n, and 9 times minus n. 9 times negative n is minus 9n, and 9 times 2 is 18. So you can use mental math. All right. Okay, number 101. Okay, let's multiply negative 5x and negative 1 by negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 5x minus, okay, this is minus, right? So negative 4 times 1. Then this is equal to negative times negative is positive. So negative 4 times negative 5 becomes positive 20. So you don't put the positive sign, so 20x. And this one is negative. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, right? So finally, 20x and minus and negative. Now negative times negative means positive. Okay, this is positive, so plus 4. Or you can use mental math. So negative 4 times negative 5x. So that's positive 20x. And negative 4 times negative 1. So negative is positive, so positive 4. Okay, number 105. So let's multiply 3p by negative 6. So negative 6 times 3p, and then minus negative 6 times 2r. So negative 6, now put parentheses around the negative number, and then 2r minus negative 6 times 9. So that is equal to negative 6 times 3 is negative 18p. Then negative times negative is plus, right? Plus, and 6 times 2 is 12r. Negative is positive, so plus 6 times 9, 54. Or you can use mental math. Let's use red color. So 3p will be multiplied negative 6. So the result is negative 18p. And then negative 2r times negative 6. So the positive 12r. And negative 9 times negative 6. So that will be plus 54. Okay. So when you need to practice this one so that you don't have to follow all these steps. Don't follow these steps. Just get the answer by using the mental math like this. Okay, the last question, number 109. Okay, the parenthesis contains negative sign outside. So this means negate each addend, right? Each addend. Okay, addend means addend is the number, the plus and minus. Okay, plus and minus. So all the terms. Addend means terms. So we will change the sign. Negate means change the sign of each addend. So that will be 11p becomes what? Minus negative 11p. And then negative 2g, right? Negative 2g becomes positive 2g. So minus becomes plus. Minus becomes plus 2g. And then minus r becomes plus r. Simple, right? Simple. So minus sign means make opposite of addends inside the parentheses. Opposite means change the sign.